Good morning, Year 8. This is a tutorial video for Lessons 9 and 10, the Persuasive Response Draft. Alright, so let's click into this one here and view the assignment. Right, Lessons 9 and 10, Persuasive Response Draft. The purpose of persuasive writing is to convince readers to share your opinion or take particular action. So your opinion on a subject. To try to make your readers agree with your opinion, you build an argument based on the logical appeals of reason and evidence. You may also add emotional appeals to persuade your readers and support your claims. An emotional appeal tries to use the reader's fears, hopes, wishes, or sense of fairness to sway their opinion. Write and turn in a 500-word draft persuasive response based on the question in the document. Use the resources attached to help you plan, develop, and write your response. So if we go into the lesson activities, it's going to tell you what the question is that you will be arguing about. And remember, it's going to be based on the gender stereotypes that we've been looking at in advertising. Now, don't mind the fact that there's two identical files here. I needed to upload two to change the settings so that you could hopefully be able to edit this in Google Docs. So they're both the same. You just choose one of them to click on, open it in new window. And now, as I've said in other videos, you can either download here, and this is generally the easiest and safest option because you know you'll be able to edit your file if you download it and then save it to your computer to work on. Just wait for that to load, and then you'll save it here down the bottom to your computer and then work on it and then re-upload it. Or the other option that you should have now that I've changed the settings, hopefully, is to open it with Google Docs and then edit it in Google Docs. So that's what we're going to do now. But first, before we get into the task, I'm going to show you the resources that you've got to use. So you've got this one here, this little pink PDF file here, and if we have a look in here, it's got some tips on how to write persuasive writing. And it's a bit of a persuasive writing toolkit. So basically what you want to do with persuasive writing is you want to answer the question. So say your idea, your point of view on a topic, and then you want to back that up with examples and evidence. So for example, for the question, we'll go back to the question here. Do you believe the gender stereotypes you identified in previous lessons exist in society? You're going to have an answer to that. So yes, I believe they exist in society, or no, I don't believe they exist in society. Or you might have somewhere in between. So, you know, yes, they do exist in, yes, they do exist in society, but they are slowly changing, perhaps. Or we're slowly starting to diversify what's presented in the media. Okay, so maybe these gender stereotypes do exist in the media, but they're starting to slowly fade out. So that's your opinion to what level you think they do exist in society. So you're going to have your opinion on that, and then you're going to find examples. So say you said you do believe that they exist in society, you need to then find examples that show and prove your point that they exist in society. For example, you might bring up gender stereotypes in magazines that you've seen or in advertising that you've seen. And a little bit more on that later. So, persuasive writing toolkit. In a persuasive writing essay, you need to have an introduction that states your thesis or claim, and your thesis or claim is just your idea, okay? So just your idea on the topic, what your opinion is. It supports your claim with at least 2 convincing reasons, okay? So 2 examples that support your point of view. Supports each reason with a variety of relevant evidence such as facts, statistics, examples, quotations, and anecdotes. So an anecdote is a little story, say for example an interview with somebody. And you might need to do a little bit of research online to find these facts and statistics and examples, okay? It arranges reasons and evidence in logical order. such as order of importance. Okay, so you might have your most important reason first and your second most important reason second. Remember, you would have done this in year 7 as well when you came up with your persuasive speech. So you have done something very much like this before. Okay, it uses emotional appeals appropriately and sparingly. Okay, so you might emotionally appeal to your audience through rhetorical questions or inclusive language. Transitional words, so uses transitional words and phrases to link ideas. So, therefore, consequently, similarly, furthermore. So those transitional words that link your ideas. Fairly presents a counter argument and response to the counter argument. So you might show how other people might disagree with your point of view. That's optional, okay? So you don't have to do that. Uses persuasive techniques such as rhetorical questions and repetition. Yes, I've mentioned rhetorical questions before, but also repetition is important. Repeating what you're saying. Uses a formal style and reasonable tone throughout. Has a strong conclusion which restates your point of view. Yes, I do believe that gender stereotypes exist in society. And it follows the conventions of standard English, and that just means that you're using appropriate English language. Okay, so you can go through and read through more information. I'm not going to go through it all because that would take too long and my video wouldn't upload properly, but that's very important information there for you to go through. This is the page I want you to have a look at in more detail, this one here, because it's actually got a scaffold for you. So you can write your idea here, your point of view, reason 1, and your details and evidence, reason 2, your details and evidence, reason 3, your details and evidence, and your conclusion. So that can be a helpful way for you to scaffold and structure your work. Okay, now I'm going to flip to the scaffold for persuasive writing. So I've put together this scaffold for us, and it's got both scaffolds here, just to help you with your persuasive response. So task, compose a personal persuasive piece of writing on the following question. Do you believe the gender stereotypes you identified in the previous lessons exist in society? So we talked about the gender stereotypes or we looked at those 2 car ads, okay? One of the car ads had the woman who was looking at the car, and it was all colourful with little woodland creatures and suns and rainbows, and stereotyped women as being quite, I guess, like liking those softer colours and being in touch with nature. And then it had the ad of the car for the gentleman, and it was all darker colours and fireworks and harsh lines, implying that the stereotype for men was to like things that were darker and I guess less, cute and fluffy. So we have seen some examples of different gender stereotypes in that car advertising, and we've also listed some of the different gender stereotypes. For example, it's stereotypical for a woman to stay at home and, feed the kids and clean the house, and it's stereotypical for a man to go to work or be strong or, not cry. So those stereotypes that are very shallow, but are also, they do actually to an extent exist in society because they're used in advertising to appeal to different audiences, and they can limit us, but yeah, they do exist in society. But that's also your opinion. So points to consider: personal experiences of gender stereotypes, other gender stereotypes, the accuracy of stereotypes, and why they exist, where these stereotypes come from. Now, I don't want you to stress about this 500 words. I just want you to, I'm more interested in you doing your best to answer the question and fill out this scaffold. So your step 1, let's follow the steps. Do you believe the gender stereotypes you identified in previous lessons exist in society? I want you to write a sentence here, okay? So a full sentence. So an example might be, gender stereotypes. I hope you can see this while I'm writing. Clearly exist in society. Okay, so I'm using high modality language, so I'm being very definite here in my opinion. Gender stereotypes clearly exist in society. Let me just think so I can develop upon this a little bit more. Okay, so we might say gender stereotypes clearly exist in society in advertising and the media, and can be harmful to an individual's sense of self-worth. Okay, so I'm answering the question, do I believe that gender stereotypes exist in society? I'm saying yes, they clearly exist in society, but I'm building upon that idea as well. So I'm saying yes, they exist in society, but they exist in advertising and the media, and further, they can be actually harmful to an individual's sense of self-worth. Okay, so that's my argument, and that's what I'm going to be arguing in this persuasive response. Okay, step 2, following the steps. Step 2, what examples will prove my point? Okay, I've got to come up with 2 examples now to prove my point. And I've already put one in here. So for example, gender stereotypes clearly exist in society. This can be seen, and you'll see it kind of follows a little bit of a teal structure, but no, it doesn't have to follow a teal structure, but the example that I've given you kind of does. So gender stereotypes clearly exist in society. This can be seen in the many stereotypical images that are used in magazines. Okay, so my example is going to be magazines for this one. And I need to be specific as well. I can't just say magazines. I've got to have a specific example. For example, in the magazine Vogue, women are always airbrushed and looking feminine with lots of makeup. This presents a stereotypical and unrealistic image of women to society. Okay, and then just to back up my point, I'm going to come back up to my idea that it can be harmful to an individual's sense of self-worth, because then I'm backing up my point of view. Okay, so I'm going to say, so this presents a stereotypical and unrealistic image of women to society. Let's just put a comma, no comma, that can be harmful for the body image of young women. Okay, then I'm going to use a linking word. So furthermore, perhaps we use furthermore, okay? And then you're going to have an example too. So you need to come up with your own examples to write your persuasive piece, but you might use magazines, you might use ads that you've seen on TV, you might use posters that you've seen, or even like books or comics or TV or films. Any examples that you can see that back up your point about what you're trying to say about gender stereotypes, whether you think they exist in society or they don't exist in society. So you think of your 2 examples to fill in here for step 2. And then finally, step 3, you'll plan the techniques that you will use to persuade your readers. Okay, so you might use repetition, you might use rhetorical questions, emotive language, anecdote, so a little story or quote, evidence or short sentences. So examples of these might be, for example, a rhetorical question. Do you really think that gender stereotypes should still be in society? So get the reader to think, do you really think that gender stereotypes should still be in society? Okay, so you're planning some of your techniques you'll use, and then I should put in here that we do need a step 4, which is just finally your conclusion. Okay, conclusion, where you restate your argument. All right, So that's my little video. Please give me any questions if you do have any more questions, but I would like you to fill out this scaffold here. So step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, in order to write your persuasive response. Okay, thank you, Year 8.